Just because I think it's very unlikely that we're going to be getting a Season 4 for Dragonball Fighterz does not mean I think we're done with Dragonball Fighterz. There's no way Arc System Works is going to not continue updating this game, at least for a tiny bit. Does that mean we're going to be getting new characters, new stages, new ha 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 ha? No, probably, most likely not. That does mean character balancing, bug fixes, all those things will still be added to the game. And that's kind of what I want to go over today. Considering the game is basically finished, we're not going to be seeing anything crazy from these patches. The characters that are going to be buffed is nothing crazy. This is going to be boring, generic for most of the characters. I think there is going to be some characters that they are going to really strive to make a lot better. So what I think is very likely to come up, a Zamasu rework. So Zamasu is going to receive a potential rework? Not necessarily. Honestly, I do think that Zamasu getting reworked would absolutely be phenomenal for the character. He does need quite a few things. Do I want Zamasu to be completely ripped apart and remade, new animations, new moves? No. I do want a few things to be fixed on Zamasu. Zamasu is a very interesting character in the lore. One of the strongest characters in the lore. See Zamasu with all these dramatic issues is very unfortunate. Characters that are not doing good do not necessarily need reworks. Their moves are not hideous. They maybe just need to be fixed slightly or just have some of the damage buffed, yada yada yada. Zamasu is a character that actually needs a rework in order for him to actually seem functional in the game. A lot of his moves are not that crazy. A lot of his moves almost contradict what Zamasu feels like he should be doing. Nothing really flows that great, even though he's got a great 5L. That's all Zamasu has. He has a level 1 mix-up similar to Kefla and Piccolo. His float feels gimmicky. His 214L, medium, heavy, all of them. The move feels like a pain to use, and it feels like a dead move. The move is just not fun to use, and honestly, when you use it, you feel like you could have been doing something more productive. It's just not great. The fact that he also doesn't have an air 2H, he has no command grab, he has no DP, he has no parry. The guy is struggling. The thing with Zamasu, he feels like he's supposed to be extremely oppressive, but he has so many things that are lacking. Zamasu needs something to replace 214 to actually make it so he's a genuine, horrifying character to go up against. Other characters that actually have pressure or just strategic planning, such as like Nappa, Beerus. Unlike Beerus or Nappa, his strategic planning is not anywhere close to them. The man needs something, whether this be some sort of range attack, whether this be a command grab. I think he would benefit from his 214 being replaced by something more beneficial. I do not think he needs a DP. I do not think he needs a parry. I think that goes against what Zamasu wants to do. Zamasu wants to be strategic and aggressive, but having a nice solid command grab might actually help. So that's the major thing I think that would actually happen in the patch. What else do I think is going to happen? I think a lot of the characters that need help are going to be getting the help they want. Arc System Works I highly doubt that they're just going to let these characters be in such a terrible spot when literally every content creator goes on and on saying, please make these characters more ridiculous, please. So I think Goku Black and Android 16 are near guaranteed to get some sort of tiny buff. I also think that Super Saiyan Goku might actually have his 2M buffed again. Now, if you're not aware, Super Saiyan Goku used to have one of the strongest 2Ms in the game and was absolutely phenomenal character around Season 2. They eventually nerfed Super Saiyan Goku, nerfing the 2M into the fucking dirt. And Super Saiyan Goku has struggled ever since. They recently buffed it in 3.5, but it was nowhere close to what it should be. And honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if we do see Arc System Works just say, it's near the end of the game, we're buffing it. I think this is going to be similar to Pardon Season. Now, what's Pardon Season? When a president ends their presidency, it's very common for them to pardon a whole bunch of prisoners because they're leaving the office, they don't give a crap, yada yada yada. So I think Arc System Works is going to help some of the characters that fans really want. I honestly think we're going to be seeing a buff to Master Roshi as well. Not a lot of people play Master Roshi, and I think Arc System Works really would like to give him a couple buffs to actually make him more viable. Whether this be making the lack of a Super Dash more simplistic or just buffing other things to him, I think it's likely we will see some sort of buff to Master Roshi in the next patch. I do think this next character is very likely to receive a buff. Gogeta Blue. Yeah, bitch! I think Gogeta Blue definitely has a lot of things he needs. A lot of his moves are very, very slow and very telegraphed. If Gogeta Blue had some of his moves sped up, this would make the character a lot stronger. Another thing, personally, because I love Gogeta Blue. I would really like to see Gogeta Blue's 5L actually move Gogeta Blue forward so the prick is not standing there punching air. Use 5L, which definitely feels like the right option, only to have Gogeta barely move. It is just, Gogeta's 5L definitely needs something to help Gogeta close the gap. The other thing being the actual final hit of the auto combo, where he actually does a jumping overhead, is very punishable. You can get 2H so easy. I think they will buff this slightly. I don't think they're going to be doing anything insane with Gogeta Blue. Another character that could be buffed would be Bardock. Among the other characters I've listed, I do not think Bardock is actually going to be a character to be buffed. Despite the fact that I love Bardock, he's on my main team and does have a lot of issues with zoning and everything, I do not think he's going to be buffed. Bardock has been a very standard character, and I think they want to keep him that way. So even though having his meter burn lariat be projectile invulnerable, or just having Bardock's lariat actually have a quicker startup time, I don't think he's going to be getting these buffs. These are just hopeful. Haha. So there were a lot of buffs, but considering that this is the very end of the game, nerfing characters is going to be very, very picky. We're not going to be seeing tons of characters being nerfed. I think Artisaurus is pretty happy with the state of the game, and at this point they're not going to nerf as many characters as they can. I think it's very likely we will see a couple characters maybe get a tiny nerf. Characters like this probably being Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta, obviously, and Z Broly. Z Broly just nerfing his damage slightly, probably nothing else to actually make the character crazy. Simple. As for Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta, I would not be surprised if we see the 5L be nerfed or the 5M be nerfed. I would not be surprised if they actually rework his leveling system. A lot of content creators have mentioned that getting levels with Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta, if you're actually really working for the levels, is very simple. So having a level 7 that can completely TOD a character, getting hit with Gogeta's level 7, it literally doesn't feel strategic, it just feels cheap. There's not too many other things that we can expect from this patch, or actually any other patch in the future. We're going to be seeing a lot of polish. That's going to be the patches, and honestly, I think a lot of players are quite fine with that. Guilty Gear Strive is coming out, and fans either want a Season 4, which, considering we have got no news, at this point, it's seeming very likely we're going to be getting a Dragonball Fighterz 2 rather than a Season 4. But anyways, that's what I think will be coming up in the patch. This patch, by the way, has no announcement or release date. They will be doing it sometime, but I will keep you updated when I actually hear anything, yada yada yada. But anyways, that's the video. Let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. But nevertheless, thank you for watching. And just remember, dream cheated.